morning and welcome to KidJAM Home Edition Journey to Mars Week 75. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mission control to Mars mission. We are at T-minus 5 minutes. Ready to begin final checks.
Copy. Control. Proceed.
Fuel systems.
Check.
Navigation.
Check.
Communications.
Check.
Air supply. Air supply.
Check. Yep, make that a check.
You sure about that, Mick?
Sure, I'm sure.
Mick, you did check the air supply, right?
I glanced at it.
You glanced at it?
We're good to go. Mission control, proceed.
No! Mission control, do not proceed. Mick, did you check the air supply?
Well, I meant to?
You didn't check it?
I forgot, okay? Sorry.
Sorry? Mick, we're going to be in space for 2 years. We need that air supply.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just, we're 4 minutes to blast off and I don't want to delay the mission because I forgot one little detail.
This isn't one little detail, Mick. It's oxygen. Kind of a big deal.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have checked it.
Mick, we all make mistakes. Don't make it worse by lying. If we need to stop the countdown and check the air, let's check it.
You're right. Mission control, we did not check the air supply. Please pause the countdown while we finish final checks.
Copy Mars mission. Thank you for your honesty.
Thanks, mission control.
Thanks, buddy. Now, get that check done so we can get off this planet.
You got it. Mars, here we come.
Did you know that there's very little breathable oxygen in space? That's why astronauts wear spacesuits with a backpack called Primary Life Support Subsystem that provides oxygen. A space shuttle carries liquid oxygen to replenish the oxygen in the space shuttle. So now you know.
Oh, hello. Mission control here. What do you think it takes to be an astronaut? Well, they have to be in tip-top condition. They have to pass rigorous physical and medical tests to show that their bodies are fit enough to endure the stress and strain of space travel. Astronauts also need specialized training for the crew positions as well. But there's more to being an astronaut than having the right body and the right education. You also have to have the right mind. Astronauts have a very dangerous job. Not only do they need training to do their job, but they need the maturity and wisdom to do it right. Astronauts have to have good character. They have to be trustworthy and responsible. They are people who own up to their own mistakes and don't cut corners. What if an astronaut broke a piece of equipment and lied about it? Then what happens if one of their fellow astronauts ends up in danger because of the lie? Is that the kind of person you want on a mission to Mars? Telling the truth is a very important quality, not only for an astronaut, but for a follower of Christ. Let's open our Bibles to see how Abraham, who used to be Abram, learned how serious God is about honesty. We're going to turn to Genesis 20, and I'm going to paraphrase this story. Abraham moved south into the Negev desert. He lived between Kadesh and Shur. For a while, he stayed in Gerar. There, Abraham said about his wife Sarah, "She's my sister." Then Abimelek, the king of Gerar, sent for Sarah and took her. So God appeared to Abimelek in a dream one night. He said to him, "You are as good as dead because of the woman you have taken. She is already married." But Abimelek said, "Lord, will you destroy a nation that hasn't done anything wrong? Didn't Abraham say to me, 'She is my sister'? And didn't she also say, 'He's my brother'? I had no idea I was doing anything wrong." So, King Abimelek had decided he was going to marry Sarah after hearing that she was Abraham's sister. But God told Abimelek that Sarah was Abraham's wife, and he and his country would be in big trouble if he married Sarah because Sarah was already married. So Abimelek listened to God and chose not to marry Sarah and returned her to her husband. You see, Abraham lived in a time when kings ruled the earth. Kings had absolute power and answered to no one, so if a king wanted something, he took it. Abraham was afraid that because Sarah was so beautiful, that a king might get rid of him in order to marry Sarah. So Abraham lied to avoid a potentially dangerous situation, but his lie caused more problems than it solved. Abraham was a man of great faith, but in this instance, he didn't trust God enough to protect him. His lie cost him his reputation with the king. It isn't always easy to tell the truth, but Abraham's story is a warning. No matter what it costs, it's always best to tell the truth. As followers of Christ, it is our job to show the world who Jesus is. The words we say and the actions we take are how people learn about Jesus. When we lie, it doesn't just make us look bad, but it makes Jesus look bad too. It's very tempting to lie when we know we're going to get into trouble and there's going to be consequences. Sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes on purpose, but sometimes completely by accident. But when we make the mistake, we need to own the mistake and take the consequence. Not lying about it. Lies always have a way of unraveling and the truth will come out. When you own your mistake and you accept the consequence, you show that you're not perfect, but that you are trustworthy. Because when you do mess up, you do your best to make up for that mistake. People will continue to trust you. So never be afraid of being honest. You may have to endure the consequences, and someone might be upset with you for a time. But being honest is better than telling a lie. So as you face challenges in your school year, be sure to remember to tell the truth and not to lie, even when you have to face the consequences. Prove to others that you are trustworthy. Jesus' light will shine brightly through you when teachers know that they can trust you. Let's practice the first two parts of our verse. You are the children that God
are the children that God
dearly loves.
dearly loves.
Let's try that one more time. You
You
are the children that God
are the children that God
dearly loves.
dearly loves.
Let's add. So follow
So follow
his example.
his example.
Lead a life of love,
Lead a life of love,
just as Christ did.
just as Christ did.
Okay, one more time. You
You
are the children that God
are the children that God
dearly loves.
dearly loves.
So follow
So follow
his example.
his example.
Lead a life of love,
Lead a life of love,
just as Christ did.
just as Christ did.
Great job!
Great job. Keep practicing. Bye.
On your adventure, remember how God wants us to follow Him and be honest.